Hey everybody, this is Avery, and today is June 27th, 2014, and I am 7 weeks on testosterone. It's pretty exciting, almost 2 months. Actually, just a couple of days, 2 days away, 3 days away from being 2 months on T. So, today I actually wrote down on my phone a handy-dandy list of things that I wanted to talk about. So we'll go with the first most obvious. My voice has changed since my last video. I haven't listened to my last video voice, but I'm sure it's changed. There's been quite a few things that have gone on, and I just saw my doctor for the second time for my first checkup yesterday, and that went really well. I found out I have kind of high blood pressure. It wasn't terrible, but enough that I should be more conscious of what I'm eating. I'm exercising a lot, I'm working out a lot, so it's more my sodium intake that I really need to be careful of. So, and that brings me to food. I love food. I eat so much food. It's not even funny, and I was talking to my doctor about how if I eat breakfast at like 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning, by 10 I feel dizzy and nauseous, like my blood pressure or like my blood sugar is dropping. And she's like, you have to be eating every 2 to 3 hours snacks, a lot of snacks. So now I'm going to be eating a lot of snacks. I went and bought a lot of snacks today, all sorts of things, all as healthy as I could get them. So, and with food eating and working out, I've gained 10 pounds. That's so exciting. All healthy muscle mass, but 10 pounds in 2 months isn't bad at all. So what else? So I have more body hair now. Not a whole lot of extra body hair, just some body hair. Right here I still have some of that. I should put a picture at the end of this. I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm gonna try to put a picture at the end because I've taken a few pictures. You have to look pretty hard, but it's there. I'm excited about it. And I also have hair by my belly button. I mean, I always had hair there, but now it's darker. My hair is thicker. I don't think my hairline is changing yet. I didn't take a picture of my hairline. Maybe it's coming back a little bit further, but it's definitely getting thicker, which is wonderful. Speaking of hair, if anybody has any cool hairstyles, because I've had the same kind of hairstyle going on for a long time. I'm getting kind of tired of this hair. So I've noticed that when I go out now, I pass probably like 50% of the time. And the coolest part about that is that before I would pass until I spoke, and as soon as I would talk, people would give me this look and then want to either completely pretend like neither of us heard that they had called me male, which I didn't, obviously didn't care, but then they would feel embarrassed and I would just go on about my business. But now when I talk, if they see me as a male, even when I talk, then I pass and they're okay and it just goes. But if they perceive me as female, then I just don't pass, which is fine. I understand it's going to take time. So, but that's out in public, and with that, I've started using the men's restroom. It's kind of stressful, and sometimes if I'm not real comfortable with where I am for whatever reason, I go into the women's and I drag Jordan with me, and I make her be like my bodyguard or something. I don't like picking restrooms to use, but I really don't want bladder infections. so bathroom it is. I used men's restroom a couple times yesterday, and it went much better than I had anticipated. I was given great advice that, being that I used women's restroom my whole life, when women go into the restroom, they go in and they have conversations. They, like, look at the other people's necklaces and they comment on it, and they talk if they want to talk, and they look at each other, and I mean, they don't always stand and have conversations, but in the men's restroom, like, you don't look at anybody. You don't look at anybody or do anything. You go in with your eyes on the prize, I guess, and look straight at the urinal or the stall, and go there, do your thing, and nobody cares. You don't have conversation, you don't make eye contact, and they don't wash their hands. So in case you're wondering, a lot of men don't wash their hands when they go into the bathroom. It seems weird to me, but yeah, a little gross. And I got a binder, and I have a packer now. Well, I had the binder, but I have two, and my first one wasn't working very well, so I have a second one. And I don't wear it every day because it makes me feel like death. I feel like my ribs are gonna collapse after a few hours, but I try really hard to never wear it more than 8 hours, but when I work, it has to be for at least 9, because half an hour to work, an 8-hour shift, and then half an hour home. But it comes off as soon as I get home, and I'll actually show you with my binder on. Is very flat. And that helps me, like, if I'm out and I want to use a restroom, I won't use the men's if I don't have my binder on, because without this binder specifically, then you can tell that I have a chest. Is there anything else? Oh, probably most exciting is I finally am done with my period. For good. I'm done with it. Unless for whatever reason I decide to come off of hormones later, I'm done. And that is so exciting. Just done with it. I think that is everything. I guess my mental, I can talk about. Nothing has really changed mentally. Still I'm not stressing, which is still a wonderful thing. Not stressing and not worrying about I let things be what they are. I mean, I still strive to do better, but I'm not being OCD and having to try to control it by rethinking about it or double checking, triple checking. It is what it is. And my energy levels come down a little bit. I don't know if it's just because this is typically when I would have started my period, and so my levels are just different right now, or I was reading that, or watching videos and reading that my moods may swing down for a month or two at a time and then come back up, and I haven't experienced that. I just have less energy right now, and I hope that comes back. I really enjoy having a lot of energy. I just kind of enjoy laying in bed doing a whole lot of nothing for a long period of time. I can just lay in bed and play video games. On a different note, they're my doggies. Nico, Bentley, Nico. They're adorable. Anyway, my wife Jordan is going on a vacation in the next couple of days, and that's pretty exciting, and we are still planning our move. We were going to go to Seattle, and then we were going to go to Medford, Oregon, and then it was recommended to us that we should look into Eugene or Salem, Oregon, for having more for being more trans friendly and having more trans health care. Medford has a few trans doctors that would be able to help me with my prescription. But I also want, would like to have other health care available to me as well if I ever need it. And so it looks like we're going more Portland, not Portland, I don't really like Portland, Oregon, but Seattle or Salem, because Salem has the Oregon State Penitentiary, and I'm trying to get into being a corrections officer at a prison, and eventually, possibly, I'm going to try the corrections officer thing and see how that works for me, but eventually I'd like to try the police academy. It's, none of it's written in stone, but that's my goal right now, is to try to get into the Oregon State Penitentiary to be a corrections officer. So I'm really excited about that, and they have a giant Wells Fargo calling center there, and Jordan's trying to get into banking or being a bank teller, and so that could be a really great opportunity for her. I think my video is long enough, so I will talk to you guys again in 2 weeks. Actually, might be, I hope it's sooner. I really want to make a video. I've had a couple people ask me why I decided to transition, so I think I'll do that maybe this week while it's just me and the dogs in the house. So until then, see you guys.